Welcome to the PokePodcast. I'm Thatch, and on today's show, we go over the latest news in the TCG, Pokemon Go, and the Nintendo Direct. We do some speculation on how the news this week changes our expectations of Legends EA and what we hope to see from the game now. Before we get into the topic, though, a few housekeeping notes. First, make sure you sign up to our newsletter by the end of today, the day of this release, Monday, March 31st. If you're registered to receive the newsletter, you'll be entered into a drawing for a $50 Nintendo eShop gift card. Additionally, we are going to be finishing up my Nuzlocke of Pokemon X this week over on Twitch and YouTube this Wednesday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern. As long as you're in the chat and have chatted in the stream, you'll get a chance to grab a $25 PokemonCenter.com gift card. So hopefully you show up, and I hope to see you guys there. But that's enough of me just chatting right now. So puckle up and get ready for another exciting episode of Puckle.
And now, coming to you live from atop the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's the one, the only, Puckle Podcast.
It's Puckle! Puckle! It's Puckle! Puckle! Pokemon Underground Champions League, oh yeah! Puckle! Puckle.
Welcome to another episode of the Puckle Podcast. I am your host, Trainer Thatch, here with my spectacular co-host. We've got the one and only Clod9.
Hello, everyone.
And we've got Sublimemanic.
Here twice in a row, y'all is sick of me.
Spoiled is more like it, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to kick it on over. But first, Puckle is the Pokemon Underground Champions League, obviously. Where we
That's
talk everything
right.
Pokemon, from the trading card game to the video game to everything in between. I'm going to talk a little TCG though, because this week I was able to actually get a booster box of Journey together, and it was
So
awesome.
jealous.
I know, so we have a store here in town. So if a lot of people have heard about this store, another store that this person owns in town called Original 151. That's here
Oh,
in
that's a cool name.
Yeah, Original 151 is it's essentially a Pokemon Center that's like an unofficial Pokemon Center.
Like a
here-
bootleg Pokemon Center.
Yeah, essentially. I mean, what they do is, I kid you not, like a lot of what they do is they just go to the Pokemon Center website and just buy things and then mark it up, and then they're sold there. But sometimes they'll have out of stock items, like items that are out of stock on the website. But
And they can really mark it up.
well, the owner of the store also has like a connection in Japan for imports as well. So they'll actually import like Japanese Pokemon Center stuff as well, which is really cool to see. He also owns another store that's more anime focused for like anime figurines from Japan called Nani. He owns this is all in a mall, by the way, because mall space is super cheap now, I assume.
Yes.
And so the California Pizza Kitchen closed, so he bought it. And he now has an anime themed pizza bar in the mall called Izakaya, and it's like incredibly popular. Like you have to have a reservation to go there, and it's been like a year and a half.
For
Like
a
it's
bar?
insane. Yeah,
For an
wild.
anime themed pizza bar.
yeah, isn't that wild? He also
is wild.
this all started before these three experiences though. He owns an LGS, a local game store called No Limit Gaming in town. And they're very good to the community. I think they've always been very good to the community. They run free league tournaments, and you still win, prize money if you win league that night or something
Oh,
like
that's
that.
awesome. Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, they're
so
clearly doing very well.
Yeah,
You can
they're
beat those
doing a lot for the community, and so they got over 100 booster boxes and ETBs and stuff like that, elite trainer boxes for those of you not in the Pokemon community. So. The Pokemon TCG community, I should say. But what they did is they instituted a one item per customer policy when Journey Together came out. And by what one item, I don't mean like you could go in and get like a booster box and the elite trainer box. It was like one or the other.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that's how we ended up getting it, because they opened at noon and they still had product until about 8:00, because they instituted this policy of like you can only buy one.
Oh, was there no like pre-orders? You had to just go in the
No.
store and
You just had to go in the store. Yeah.
That's wonderful.
It worked out really well, and they released on Monday as well, so not a lot of people were prepared for it either. Because a lot of people who aren't super into the scene believe that the set, well, they're correct to believe, but they believe the set came out on Friday, March 28th. But if you're an LGS that runs pre-releases, you can actually release the set on the Monday of that week. So a lot of people were caught off guard because the set came out on a Monday instead of on the Friday.
So, real question: did you pull anything good?
Not really. I think we pulled like the full art, like whether the SIR, it's not SIR, but the art illustration Wooloo.
The Hop Wooloo.
Yeah, the Hop Wooloo. I think we ended up with we got a couple full art trainers, stuff like that, but nothing like to write home about. I was like, man, where am I?
Lilies Clefairy, like
no, we got like
End Zoroark.
We did get like the gold End Zoroark.
Oh, that's cool.
So that one's probably a little pricey right now, but I don't know how the prices are going to work right now because the market's a little weird on TCG.
It's crashing hard.
Yeah, typically what happens is that once the set comes out, like prices crash pretty dramatically. So I know earlier this week it was worth like $80 or $100 or something, and so I'm just like, yeah, but like next week it'll just crash to maybe like 30.
I've been following my full art for it that I want. And like, I think when pre-release happened, it was around like 30, 35. And I'm like,
that sounds
wow.
Right.
And I just checked. And I just checked and now it's 10.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much whenever a new set comes out.
Keep going down.
Yeah.
When a new set comes out and I want to go build my like list of cards I need from that set to build decks, I typically will just wait until the Monday after the set comes out instead of trying to like go on TCG Player and be like, okay, I didn't pull this or I didn't pull this. I just wait till the Monday after, because by the time you're in the Monday, everything's on sale. Like it's just going to be fine.
Yep.
But yeah, that's my story. That's what I did in Pokemon this week. You guys do anything fun? Have anything cool going on?
Well, I did something, whether it's fun or not. It's a matter of debate, because the new set for the Pocket trading card game came out.
Yeah, that's true.
Doesn't cost me money, because there is technically no limit to the number of cards in it, right? It's all just pixel.
Yeah, I mean, it's better than trying to find physical product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's true.
Also, like, it's just the thing I do when I wake up and I go to bed, like at 12 hours.
That's exactly what I do.
That's the right cadence.
I was like, I ain't spending money on this. Like, we ain't doing all that. I think I might have spent. No, I haven't spent any real money. I think I spent like $1 worth of like play points from Google on it.
That's exactly. I had about, I think, $2 or $3 that was gonna disappear from my Google Play account, and it's like either spend it or it goes away. I'm like, all right, well, I might as well spend it.
Into like a couple extra packs. So good for us for getting it that way, right? But I did get a shiny Beedrill. So
ooh,
yeah, because the new set is based on shinies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just like
nothing good from the new set yet.
That's what my wife said.
Get the really cool full art Meowscarada also.
Oh, cool.
All right, I wanted to get that one as well.
I've got a few full arts, but that's the one I was most excited about.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's definitely cool. What about you, Claude? Anything cool?
This past week I didn't get a chance to play much Pokemon, but I mean, we finished what's it? Mystery Dungeon, at least the main thing, to get the gold for Puckle Badge Bonanza. And since this comes out on Monday, starting tomorrow, we can, I can do 5 time. I'll stream some TCG to try and get to.
That's my plan. That's my plan. Actually, I'm going to say this again during the news because I'm sure somebody like skips this part, but we're going to finish the Nuzlocke this week on stream.
Yeah.
And so like we're almost at the Elite Four, like we're on Victory Road. So we'll finish the Nuzlocke. But what I want to do, I want to hype this up because it's been like months in the making at this point. And so if people are in the stream when we finish the game, we're going to give away like a $25 gift card to PokemonCenter.com.
Ooh.
Just to really hype it up.
That's mug. A nice mug.
This Wednesday.
You can get one plush that's like a sitting cutie.
Yeah, you just have to come to YouTube or Twitch, and you can come and hang out with us. You can get like a plush and 3/4 of a plush. It's a sitting cutie.
You can get something. You can get something real nice.
Something, yeah. I mean, Yeah, treat yourself. You can use the $25 gift card and then use your own money. Like, I don't care. I'm $25 gift card though if you come to the Twitch stream this week, to finish the Nuzlocke on Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern. Be there or be square. If you have to be in the chat there's a couple things. One, you have to chat so I know you're there. And then two,
we can do a raffle.
You have to be in. Well, I want you to be in the chat when you're doing it. Yeah. You need to be in the chat when we finish. Like, you can't just like pop in, sit and leave. You got to be there. We got to build the hype. We're going to have a good time. Well, yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah, it's good. I'm excited. I want to hype it up. So I want to finish it, and then I'm going to do some TCG for a couple streams, and then we'll move on to something else. I don't know what that is yet, but we'll move on to something else.
See, I recently found a LGS that I really like, that does like everything I want to do, and I'm like, ooh, I want to check them out because it's new, it's closer to my house, and I'm like, I'm very excited, and I wonder how that's going to ruin all my stream scheduling, but...
Oh, Thatch, you've
I
been
understand.
to Seattle many times, right? Have you ever been on the Mox boarding house?
I have been to Mox. Do they do Pokemon at Mox?
They sure do.
Okay, I never knew.
Incidentally, they have 3 locations, one of which is like maybe less than a mile from my place walking. So that's my LGS.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, I know Mox. The one in Seattle, the store in Seattle that I really like. Actually, I found this actually super randomly one time I was in Seattle. It's called Tabletop Village. In Seattle. They're just like a full-on Pokemon store, like Pokemon TCG store.
Oh.
They're very legit. I think they like run tournaments like daily, essentially.
Snap.
Yeah. And yeah, they have like everything you could want. Like they have the relevant trainers just like in boxes for you to just like go buy. All of that. It's a very cool store. It's a very cool store. I've gone there to like pick up some stuff when I'm in Seattle, and because like I'll be building a deck and I'll be like, okay, I'll just go to Tabletop Village and let's go pick it up.
They'll have what I need.
Yeah, they'll have what I need.
See, that's my issue right now is I don't want to like sort through like boxes and boxes of bulk. I'm looking for one card. Like,
yep.
I will if it's available, but like half the time it's like, oh, these are bulk from like the past, 8 years. And I'm like, that means nothing to me.
Yep. I know exactly what you mean. I did actually, this is like a really cool, this is the TCG segment. Welcome to this. I did pick this up. So I have 3D printers for varieties of reasons. Like I like to do that kind of stuff, but also I really like to, I just like to make stuff. And so if you actually have like the IKEA Kallax, like the little cube shelf thing.
Very customizable.
Yeah, what I found is a 3D print like set where you can actually print like essentially a card catalog to go in there. So I've done that recently. It's actually in my office behind me right now. But
what's a card catalog?
It's essentially just drawers that like you can pull out and like you could dig through like a catalog like in a library, like if you were going through the old Dewey Decimal System.
Like microfiche.
Yeah.
No, not like microfiche.
But yeah, it's actually really nice. So like I have all of my playable trainers and stuff in it. So like I just pull out the playable trainers and be like, okay, I need this one for a deck. I need this one for a deck. It's much faster than like going around to different boxes in my house and trying to get what I need. But yeah, it's pretty cool. Would recommend. If anybody's interested, I'll drop the link for that.
Yeah, there's so many things you can do to a Kallax.
Yeah, Kallaxes are great. Best thing ever.
Agreed.
Best piece of furniture at IKEA is a Kallax. But
one of they got a lot of good stuff.
Yeah, I think that's like one of the best pieces because a lot of times I don't know, maybe it's because I'm older now. I'm just like, man, I could buy a nicer version of that now though. That's not made of particle board.
The thing is, not everything at IKEA
not
is
everything.
Garbage. Some of it's
that's
very
true.
Nice. You just
that's
have
true.
to, looking for.
I agree with that. I do agree with that.
IKEA has 3 different tiers of prices for things, and not all of it is at the bottom. Yes,
I do agree with that.
And that's Sublime's advice about furniture shopping for today.
Tell us we're 30 somethings without telling us we're 30 somethings, right? All right. Well, we've got some news to talk about, so we're gonna kick it on over to the news. So let's go talk about that. Welcome to the news. In the news, we got a few things to talk about. First and foremost, because everybody cares, the Pokemon Horizons anime season 2 part 2 releases on April 25th. So that was announced. So you can go watch more Pokemon anime, I guess. Yeah. And this is all, yeah, Horizons is very good. I know there's an email about this week, but man, I would love if they just like showed any character that is ever overlapped with the other anime. Like any character, any gym leader would be really cool, you know?
I think they will. They haven't yet because of where they are.
Yes. Well, you need to like distinctly make this a different anime than the anime with Ash, right?
Yes.
You have to do that. You have to do that. So I think them not doing it is good. I think it's good.
At least for the start.
Yes. All right. Well, that's fun news. Pokemon Johto Journeys is also available on Pokemon TV. One, you can just like click on it on the Pokemon website. They have Pokemon TV there. But you could also just go to you could go to the YouTube. It's not on the website anymore. Actually, it's on YouTube. But Pokemon TV is a YouTube channel. They're up to Johto. It's great. They like release an episode a day on average. So if you just want to watch an episode of Pokemon every day, they got you covered. I mean, they're obviously all the way through season 2, so like they're done with the Orange Islands. And honestly, I think the first 5 seasons of Pokemon are like an awesome story altogether. And
I love the Orange Islands.
Yeah, honestly, like up until like the Silver Conference, I think everything's great. I think it's just like peak. I do think that part of the Johto, maybe not Johto Journeys, but the one that's after this, it's not Master Quest. Master Quest is the 5th one. But the 4th season of Pokemon, it drags a little bit because that's when they started going to, every region is 3 seasons of the anime type deal. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of filler in like season 4. But I always loved, my favorite parts of most of the Pokemon anime is just whenever Ash does go to like the final challenge, right? I think that's always the best. But yeah, that's there if you guys are interested. Additionally, during the Nintendo Direct, we're not going to talk about this part on the show, but they did actually show off virtual sharing with virtual game cards on the Nintendo Switch, which is really cool. If you're on a family plan with somebody else, you can actually share a game, so you don't need to buy the same game twice. This is actually great for myself and my wife. I'm glad they showed this off at the end of the life cycle. At the end of the Switch, they showed this off. It is going to go into Switch 2.
It's purposely compatible with the Switch 2, so that way you can go back and forth between those, which is really, really cool.
Mm-hmm. I like this a lot, so I'm very happy it's here. So you can actually share games between myself and my wife, which is really, really nice, which we don't have right now. And so, that's coming out later in April. So I'm very excited for that. It also makes it easier to trade with yourself, I guess. So if you have 2 Switches.
Does it? How?
Maybe no, because you can't play them at the same time, right? Yeah, I guess you can't. Yeah, never mind. I lied. Go buy a second copy of the game. Sorry. Also, there's a Polyworld Desk fan. I'm sure everybody is excited about that. I know I am. And I want this. I want it so bad. I might just go and buy it.
Fan and an oddish themed planter holder.
I might just go there.
Ooh, yes. Love me some oddish.
All right. So, I guess it's up to you now, Claude.
Sure. For the Scarlet and Violet news, we have 7-star Tyranitar Rage will be on a rerun this weekend.
Yeah, Tyranitar with the mightiest mark. Yeah.
Yeah, and that's all for Scarlet and Violet news.
That's all there is. Yeah, Sublime, tell us about Pokemon Go, which I forgot to put into the news. So let me find a Pokemon Go.
The Stunning Styles event runs from April 3rd through 7th, so that's coming up. And it adds the Taurus forms and brings Marshadow research to everybody. So go do that.
Marshadow research. Oh, wow, that's exciting, actually. That's exciting.
There you have it. I bet Marshadow's real good. Mm-hmm.
That's just exciting.
Raid Day is Saturday, and I guess Mega Audino is coming to the game for the 3 people that like it.
I love Mega Audino, but
so there's 2 other people.
So we found the first one, yeah.
Write it if you're a Mega Odd to Know fan. I'm intrigued.
Yeah, honestly, outside of the TCG.
As a big Gen 5 fan, it bothers me that that's the only Mega.
Yeah, hopefully not for long. Maybe based on
not for long.
Maybe based on the leaks. You know, it's not the only one. We'll see.
We know nothing about leaks except for the faucets that leak.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Get your plumbing checked out. Yeah.
Yep. All right. What else we got? Are we just back to you now, Claude?
Yeah, we're back to me. TCG news. The Team Rocket set was announced for both Japan and the West. There sure is a lot of Team Rocket cards, like the Innocent Mareep and Proton's newest recruit, Spidops.
Yes.
This also will include the Cynthia and Ethan cards that Japan currently has that we do not.
Yeah, they combined a couple sets.
Yeah.
In the US. But I think the coolest part is the part below that Marie picture on that document, Claude.
Yeah. That's in blue.
Yeah. Oh, I get to say it? Oh, there's a Team Rocket case that's in Japan, and what's a huge bummer is that it's also like lottery only. So it's like a briefcase with an R. It's so classy. Oh my gosh. You open it up, you got a couple deck boxes, a playmat holder. It is lottery only in Japan, so that's a bummer. I might try to get one. We'll see how it goes.
I would also like to try to get one.
Classy. I doubt this is like gonna come to the West. If it does, it's gonna get scalped right away. Just kind of like Pokemon TCG Classic.
Everything else.
Now, here's the thing. Can't you just like 3D print one of these?
So okay, yeah. So I actually do have like a small little deck box that is like a suitcase that I'd like to take to tournaments and stuff because I think it's really cute. And only a couple people comment on it. Guys, you got to comment on it more. But
you have to go to more events then.
I know. Man, I don't know if I have it in me, but we have the so you can 3D print something like this, but this is like metal, man. Like you're not going to 3D print metal and like have a much better quality. And this is lined with felt and everything. It's going to be so much nicer. Like this is so much nicer. It's also much larger than what like a typical like 3D print bed is going to be able to hold.
Okay, I'm just
trying to there's a lot of solutions. I know. I want it real bad. I might just buy a suitcase or something like this that latches and like just make something myself.
Yeah, buy an actual nice suitcase.
You could buy,
just, build the inside.
You could 3D print the R. You could 3D print the R, right, and then slap it on. You can get
a sticker of the R and put it on.
Yeah. So I don't know. I still just kind of want it. I still kind of want it, but yeah.
I think you could pull this off, or if you 3D print and then do a felt over top everything.
Yeah, it's just the problem is the print bed's not big enough.
You just
yeah, but then there's we could talk about it later.
I'm trying to DIY it myself for now. I'm like,
But yeah, I think that's most of the news we have today. We do, of course, have two minor thing. Well, not minor, but one big thing is April's Puckle Badge Bonanza starts on Tuesday, which is the day after this releases. And we are going to do Pokemon TCG. I think we're doing both TCG Live and TCG Pocket. The details are going to be on the Discord server at pucklediscord.com for you to be able to participate. I know myself and Claude will probably be streaming some of it to try to hit the gold rank, which shouldn't be too hard, honestly. I don't think it's too bad. And then the final thing is I want to remind everybody that the stream this Wednesday, 7:30 p.m. Eastern, if you come to it and you're there when we end the Nuzlocke in the chat, you will be thrown into a raffle to win a $25 gift card to PokemonCenter.com. So be there. Make sure you chat something so I can write your name down and throw it in the hat, and we will go from there.
Also,
something nice.
Yeah.
Also, we are nearing the end of our March Madness Best Starter Tournament. If you're hearing this on Monday, we are doing our final 4 matchups today. It'll be the final 2, and then April 1st we will crown our champion. Or April 1st is the last polling event, and to crown our champion of favorite starter.
Cool.
So as of Monday today, we are down to our final 4. There are 2 polls in the hopefully in the Discord when this comes out. If not, it'll be later today, whenever the last one closes. I guarantee that winner.
Awesome.
We can finish that off.
All right. Well, that is it for the news, guys. We are gonna kick it on over to Puckle's Poke Quiz, where we're gonna quiz your co-host on their insane Pokemon knowledge.
Oh hi, and welcome to the Poke Quiz, the part of the show where we quiz our co-hosts on their insane Pokemon knowledge. I'm Mark from the Dunsparce gang, here to explain the rules. Our fabulous co-hosts will work as a team to answer 5 Pokemon-themed trivia questions that fans have submitted on the Discord server. Each question is worth 1 point, with Pokedex and multiple answer questions worth more, for a total of 7 points. The host can use a free hint at any time. If they get all the answers correct and do not use the hint, they can cash it in for an 8th point.
Welcome to Puckle's Poke Quiz, and thank you for that introduction. We're going to jump into it. So make sure, if you haven't already, if you have questions that you want to ask these guys and you want to see if they can actually do it, you can go to pucklediscord.com and submit those over at the Trivia Submit Questions. All right, so with that, guys, we're going to jump into our first question. As always, our first question is a general trivia question, and I apologize to you guys. I think you have some of the roughest questions we have had all year.
Oh, boy. How goody.
I did choose this one because Sublime was on the show, and I thought Sublime might know the answer out of most of the co-hosts.
No.
Because, well, I was like, of the people that might know this answer, I think Sublime's got the best chance.
I can't wait to disappoint everyone.
Oh gosh.
This question comes from Toganik, and Toganik wants to know what Britney Spears song was included in the soundtrack for the first Pokemon movie.
So I have the soundtrack in my car right now.
Oh, thank God.
Well, go right on and get it, Claude.
Gosh, I don't know it though.
Ah!
I did.
I do know this. Wait, no, I don't. I'm thinking
you don't. You don't.
It's a Britney Spears song.
It is a Britney. That is the question. Yes, it is a Britney Spears song.
Okay. Was this a Britney Spears song made specifically for this album, or is it like actually?
I don't know. I think it's actually like just a Britney Spears song. Like it's just a Britney Spears song.
Okay.
I don't even know if it was in the movie. I don't know the answer. I don't even know if it was in the movie.
I wouldn't know if there was a Britney Spears song in the first movie.
That's why. That's why I put this question here.
I'm trying to go through the album in my head, and it's killing me.
I think the most appropriate early Britney song you could put on a Pokemon themed merchandise.
It would have been like 1999. It would have been like 1999.
Yeah, I'm
right?
feeling like Stronger is the correct choice to guess.
Stronger?
I have no idea if that's
how does Stronger go?
Because I am stronger than yesterday. Everything's coming up my way. My loneliness ain't killing me no more. No,
yeah, don't sing it.
Maybe.
Don't sing it too well because then we'll get a copyright strike.
I was very talky about it.
Oh, I think that's the best.
You want your Pokemon to get stronger.
Are we going with Stronger?
That's the best I can do without knowing it. Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, that's incorrect. The answer is Soda Pop.
Oh my gosh! Now I hear the song in my head. Now you said Soda Pop. Like, dang, that's it.
Claude was just jamming to this morning. You know.
I'm sorry, Brittany.
I have one physical CD in my car, like in my CD player. And it happens to be the Pokemon first movie soundtrack.
I believe that.
And I haven't listened to it in a while.
Your next question is again another general trivia question, and it's going to come to you from someone's PC. Again, I apologize for the difficulty. This, according to Lynette's research notes, why were the boxes given customizable wallpapers?
No. Nope. No,
it's like
Pokemon feel more at home.
Yeah, that sounds like a good answer.
Are you gonna lock that in?
That's the closest I can think of.
Yeah, I'm gonna actually Pokemon feel like we're at the correct place. Yes, I always do my boxes themed on where I want them to be at. They got to feel cute.
I am gonna give it to you. The correct answer is, as the text reads, is to please the Pokemon in them.
Exactly.
Same thing.
Yeah, which I think is the same thing. So I will give you the point.
Yeah,
that is correct though. So yeah, your next question is your Pokedex entry, and this is a little bit different than we used to do it. For those of you listening to the show, we're gonna go for one entry. You guys can tell me what Pokemon you think it is, and then I'll give you the second entry, and you can choose to change your mind. 2 points if you got it right the first time. If you change your mind and got it right, that's 1 point. blah, blah, blah. All right. Your first, the Pokedex entries this week are provided by Tamal. And the first entry is from Pokemon Ultra Sun. So here we go. Whether it's due to a lack of moisture or a lack of nutrients in Alola, the mushrooms on this Pokemon don't grow quite right.
That's so wrong.
Whether it's due to a lack of moisture or a lack of nutrients in Alola, the mushrooms on this Pokemon don't grow up quite right.
All right, so first question is Paris and Parasect in Ultra Sun?
Well, everything has a Dex entry in Ultra Sun.
No, I thought
No.
everything has a Dex entry.
No. It's Gen 7. Gen 7, there's no national Dex. The last time we had a national Dex was Gen 6.
I'm thinking Paris more than Parasect because Parasect just has the one mushroom.
No, here's the thing. I don't even know if they're in the game. Is the problem?
I don't either.
I'm trying to remember. I don't. Something tells me I don't think they are, but I could also very well be wrong. Because mushroom, but you also think of like Shiinotic, and
it's definitely not Shiinotic.
And sorry, Morolol would be the smaller one with the mushrooms.
Yeah,
but you're right. You're right. It'd be Paris. I think Paris is a good guess.
It's Paris. Yeah.
Let's go with Paris.
Okay. Keep Paris. We'll take Paris as the first one. The second entry is going to come to you from Pokemon Ultra Moon. And it says the mushrooms known as Tochukaso, maybe that's how you say it, are controlling the bug. Even if the bug bugs the mushrooms, they tell it to bug off.
It's Paris.
Yeah, it's Paris now.
The answer is Paris. Yeah, so it's correct.
Yeah, you got it.
2 points there. 3 for 3.
Yeah, that's based on Paris.
All right. Your next question is your multiple answer question. As always, there are 6 answers to this question. I will give you, because you're 3 for 3 right now, I will give you the chance to get.
We're not 3 for 3.
We're not 3 for 3. We're 2 for 3. Or 3 for 4.
No, you got
Brittany.
You missed Brittany, and then you got 2 points for Paris, and you got 1 point. You got 1 point for the PC box.
See, we knew with Paris. Yeah.
This one is worth up to 3 points. I will take 1 point for every 2 answers you give me. There are 6 answers.
Cool.
3 strikes, you're out. You have to lock in every answer. And
got it.
This is from Squid, #1 Battle Tree Enjoyer.
And only.
Yeah. We all know who's Ash's team, who Ash's teams included, but what about his traveling companions? At the end of Indigo League, which is halfway through season 2, technically, depending on who you talk to, what was Misty's lineup? Misty had 6 Pokemon.
Lock in.
What are you locking in?
Psyduck.
Psyduck, that is correct. That is 1. Yeah.
Is it Staryu still?
It's Starmie.
Are you gonna lock? Which one are you locking in?
Okay, because she does leave some with the gym.
But that she does that after Indigo League. She does that after Indigo League.
Okay, then she has Starmie.
Starmie is correct. That is 2. You got Starmie.
Did we say Psyduck? You said Psyduck.
You said Psyduck and Starmie. You have Psyduck and Starmie.
The icon.
Goldeen.
Goldeen is correct. That is 3.
Okay, now I can't remember when she catches a Poliwag or when it evolves.
I want to say it's
Is it a Poliwhirl by then? Probably.
I think it's Poliwhirl.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
Probably Poliwhirl. Yeah.
Poliwhirl is unfortunately incorrect.
Bummer.
So that is not one of them. Are we going with Poliwag?
Are
we doing Poliwag? Or I need an answer.
Now we nervous. You
have 1 strike. 3 correct answers so far. In Psyduck, Starmie, and Goldeen.
When
one of them is very obvious and isn't in a Pokeball. I will give you that free hint. You do also have access to the hint. It is Togepi. It is Togepi. Togepi counts.
There yet. Okay.
Togepi counts, yeah. So that's 4. That's 2 points. There's 2 more. You have 2 strikes. You do still have the hint as well. Well, you'll probably want the hint for the next question. I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm sorry.
Okay, yeah. We'll see if we can insert.
But yeah.
Huh.
So there are two more Pokemon. Two more Pokemon.
Gyarados?
Are you going to lock in Gyarados?
No, she doesn't.
You have said Starmie, Psyduck, Goldeen, and Togepi. There are two more. The
Gyarados isn't until she's a gym leader.
Okay. I'm just trying to think of, the rest of her Pokemon. Does she have a Lapras?
Oh, you know what? She might have a Star U as well. She might actually have both.
Are you locking in Star U?
Why not? Right.
I think so.
Star U is correct. That is the fifth one.
Okay.
Star U, Starmie, Psyduck, Goldeen, and Togepi. There is one more Pokemon.
I'm wondering if we should try and guess Poliwag.
Azurill.
Azurill at the end of Indigo League.
Isn't that?
I don't think so.
Oh wait, Indigo League. You're right. Well,
at the end of Indigo League.
I thought she had.
Maybe it's the Poliwag.
Maybe it's the Poliwag.
This one is the most forgettable of all of them,
right?
Yeah, you can have. Yeah, you have two. Yeah, this one's kind of forgettable, but yeah, continue.
Sheesh.
You gonna lock in the Poliwag?
We got the Goldeen.
What is it? Seeking?
Does it evolve? I don't think it ever evolves. Well, we already have Goldeen.
I'm just trying to think of other Pokemon that she might have.
Well, if she never uses it.
Wait,
Horsey!
Or is that her sisters? I know her
Are
sisters.
Are we locking in Horsey? You guys have a strike. You can answer. You can guess. You have a guess.
Okay, I think Horsey's a really good guess.
We locking in Horsey?
It's either that or I think it might be Poliwag.
We could guess one and then the other.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
So which one are we going with first?
I would do. I would say Poliwag first before.
Let's do Poliwag first. Yeah.
Poliwag is incorrect. She catches Poliwag in the Orange Islands.
Johto. Oh, Orange Islands. Okay.
It evolves into Poliworld during the battle over.
It becomes a Politoad, so I know it's like.
Yeah. It evolves into Poliworld during the battle over Totodile.
Because I know that she has a Corsola, and I know eventually she gets like a Love Disc.
So, are you going to go with the Horsey answer as well, or no?
I think it's Horsey.
Well, I think we got to go with Horsey. Yeah.
Horsey is correct.
Okay.
So yeah, it's Staryu, Starmie, Goldeen, Psyduck, Horsey, and Togepi. So that's her lineup.
All right, so we got it.
You got it. Yeah, 6 points. Okay, your last question, as always, is your base stat question, and I apologize for this, guys, but I asked it because it's weird, and also the name of the person asking it was Toxapepsi Max. No. And what is the Pokemon with the highest max CP in Pokemon Go?
Ugh.
You do have the hint.
I don't like you, Toxapepsi Max.
You do have the hint. You're going to use the hint.
Spend that hint. Yeah.
Yeah. The hint. The hint is a giant. Well, maybe not giant, but it is a normal type Pokemon. And I will say it is an evolutionary line. Are you going to go with Slacking?
I don't think it's that.
You don't think it's Slacking?
I don't think it's Slacking if it's the high. Is it the highest? What type Pokemon?
Normal. Part of an evolutionary line.
It is normal. It is normal, and it's an evolutionary line. It is monotype normal.
I understand that. Like, I think it's leaning towards Slacking, but I don't think I don't think that's the highest overall, though.
The highest max. I don't think we're including megas in this. But
okay, because my mind was like you if you have the megas and the primals that are out for.
Yeah, I don't think we're including those.
Then it's probably Slacking.
Are we going with Slacking?
We might as well.
Oh, right. The answer is Slaking. Yeah. You guys got that right for your 7th point. So yeah, Slaking.
Were we not counting like legendaries too?
Let me explain to you. I'm going to tell you what the maximum is here. Okay. And I got the top 5. Okay. In first place, we have Slaking with a maximum CP of 6,299.
Oh, snap.
In second place, we've got Eternatus with a max CP of 5,974. Then followed by Regigigas at 5,737. And then followed by Groudon and Kyogre combined at 5,624.
Oh my gosh, that's so high.
Yeah. So yeah, Slaking is the answer, giving you guys 6 points today. Or 7 points, my apologies. Again, you could have lied to me and it probably would have been fine. So we're going to go ahead and give you those points on the trivia score document. I need to make a video version of this so people can see it. But we're going to go ahead and give you guys those 7 points. It does actually new challengers in the top 4. Actually,
we broke the dawn.
You guys, new challengers in the top 4 this week. For those of you at home who don't understand, in the top 4, we actually, the top 4 people at the end of November get to go to the PUCL Tournament of Champions, where, we are sorting weirdly for some reason. There we go. We get to go to the Tournament of Champions in December, where they get to battle it out for a $25 gift card to some establishment, undetermined. Now that I've learned you can do Pokemon Center gift cards, it might just be that.
Probably that.
Yep. Probably that. But yeah, in first place, we've got our Sigma with 34 points. In second place, we've got Jushiro with 31 points.
Oh, God.
Good for you. Good for you, Josh.
In third place, we've got Sublimemanic with 30 points.
Oh my gosh. It's an honor just to be nominated.
In fourth place, we have Seth Vilo with 29 points. In fifth place, we have Clod9 with 28.
Hey.
Oh, I'm closer than I thought I was.
Yeah, you're 1 point out. You're 1 point out of the top 4 here, man.
And I'm on the next. I'm on like.
And you're on next week.
Like 2 weeks.
You're on like next week or 2 weeks. Yeah, you're on in 2 weeks. And then in sixth, we've got Shark with 25. In seventh, we have Whimsicott with 21. In eighth, we've got Linian with 16. And in ninth, we have Bocephus with 11. There you go. That's the standings. We'll see who gets there. But with that, guys, we're going to kick it on over to our topic.
Woo!
Topical.
Welcome to our topic. Our topic today is the new trailer from Pokemon ZA, or for Pokemon ZA, that came out in the Nintendo Direct. The Pokemon has a history of actually dropping some like news for new games in a Nintendo Direct. This has happened before. This happened with Scarlet and Violet during the last reveal cycle. So I'm very unsurprised it happened again. So yeah, we got some cool news. I'm also very happy this trailer came out in this Direct for like the end of Nintendo Switch, because I was tired of people telling me that there was going to be Pokemon news in Nintendo Switch 2 Direct next week, or this week, I guess, as of release. But yeah, people kept telling me that it was going to come out, and I was like, no, guys, no. They're going to hype up like Mario Odyssey 2 or whatever.
Mario Kart 9.
Yeah, they're gonna hop out. Oh, they're absolutely gonna hype up Mario Kart 9. There's no doubt in my mind.
Wasn't that released already, or am I making that up?
It was confirmed because they showed it. They showed it during the reveal of the Nintendo Switch 2.
Different.
Yeah, they're all looking a little bit more cartoony.
Which I'm okay with, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, do you know how long it's been? How long we've waited for a new Mario Kart? But
I think
since the Switch came out.
No.
Like, literally, the last new one was on the
Wii U.
Wii U, yeah.
Well, the reason
that's right, they just ported it over.
Mario Kart
a lot of new stuff to it, to be fair, but that's not the same.
Yeah, they put a bunch of tracks on it, and then it's not the same though. I agree.
They didn't look as nice either.
No.
Yeah. But no,
they did it. Yes. Was it the same thing? No.
We got an awesome bit of Pokemon though, and so I'm very happy about it. My favorite part of it, this trailer. I don't want to go too much into the I gotta pull it up because I don't want to go into the big meat and potatoes yet, but I want to talk about oh my gosh, they showed like a bunch of clips of different Pokemon, and they showed the
elemental monkeys.
The elemental monkeys. Yep, they showed the elemental monkeys in the trailer in multiple places.
Everyone's favorite Pokemon.
And
it's not everybody's favorite Pokemon, but the big nobody's favorite Pokemon. Stop it. I have to turn the window back on, but there we go. Or maybe not. I don't know. I want to. Oh, there it is. Yeah. So they show the elemental monkeys. We see Simisear, or not Simisear, Pansear and Pansage at least. I don't know if we see Panpour, actually.
Wouldn't it be okay? Could you imagine if they didn't include Panpour?
Yeah, they only come out with Pansear and Pansage, and Panpour is just left out.
Amazing. That would be amazing.
They replaced Panpour with Panzap.
Panzap, man. Oh my gosh.
That's right.
Oh no, I'm very happy that we finally have confirmation that all of the Pokemon are here. We're done. Everybody's got a home on Switch. Granted, for some of those Pokemon, their home on Switch is BDSP. I'm sorry for those Pokemon. I'm so sorry for the Pokemon that are stuck to BDSP. There's a good number of them too.
Yeah.
There's a good number of them that are just stuck on BDSP. Spinda, oddly, I also don't know if they fixed the Spinda problem, by the way. There's like a very minor issue with Spinda in Pokemon Home because they like messed up the values with the patterns or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So transferring it back and forth is kind of actually a pain in the butt. But yeah, Pansear's there, Pansage, Patrat, we're just all back. We're all back. Everything was made right in the universe. It only took 6 years, I guess, since Dexit. So I kind of wish they would have. I think that when they did Dexit, they should have also released like a Pokemon Champions alongside, so you could see the idea that they were trying to go with. But yeah, it is like I'm perfectly happy with the way things have shaken out.
Yep, I'm okay with it.
I mean, it is what it is, right? I'm not bothered.
I think it's the sustainable approach, if that makes sense. Like, it's the sustainable approach.
Yeah, you can't have everybody in all the time, but that's why I think Pokemon Champions is its own separate thing, and that's great.
I agree. All right, but yeah, you got that. They showed a lot of cool stuff, though. I was really happy with this trailer. I'm surprised they gave us, so at the end of the we talked about this the last time we talked about like the reveal trailer for Pokemon Day for Pokemon ZA, but they at the end of the trailer they had this like battle royale thing that popped up on your phone and we didn't know what it was, and we went on some like hard speculation about it. It turns out that it's just a nightly competition that begins at sundown. And every trainer is in a tier from the letter Z to the letter A.
Z to A, which
from Z to A.
Yeah. So you have 26 tiers, meaning at minimum 26 battles, probably.
I think it's going to be more than that.
It's going to be more than that.
I said minimum for a reason.
I actually genuinely believe that this, I mean, I think this is really cool because Pokemon Legends has been done in such a way now that you can actually... I don't know. They're like doing a bunch of cool stuff at once, if that makes sense. Like the last one was all about catching Pokemon, and this one obviously is going to have some catching Pokemon in it as well. But
definitely more focused on battling.
It's more focused on battling, right? And I think it's just really cool that they can take the liberty to actually take the time to make these kinds of games. Where this is definitely focused on like single player experience, which is awesome.
So, what I'm really curious about. I'm just thinking about this now is it's the real-time battle. So if you're really good at that real-time like fighting, could you like take a level 5 Pokemon and just make your way all the way up to A rank with like, you know, a Patrat? If you're just really good at that thing and you're able to dodge, or
I think it depends on how the mechanics of this actually work, which we don't know, right? I think
makes
that
me excited to see like speed runs of this eventually.
Yeah. It depends on how the battle mechanics work. I would imagine that there is still like, I'm not going to say turn-based mechanic to it, but I will say there's probably some speed stat to dodge ratio that exists. Right. I'm going to say that the stats matter to some extent because like speed stat is a stat we don't understand how it's going to work. Right. And I think that's something that we need to understand before we can.
Maybe that's how fast your Pokemon moves in the real time.
Yeah, it could be.
Maybe.
But then that's just going to make the faster Pokemon better.
Yes.
Like
so
I mean, speed usually does that.
Yeah, or it affects like the recharge of the moves or something like that. Because we have seen like there's a recharge in the moves. But yeah, it's actually really cool that you can level up from Z to A. There are going to at least be 20 some battles. I agree with you.
So also the other thing they released with that is you can launch a surprise attack on the challenger, on the players.
And they can do it vice versa to you as well.
Yes. So like it just gives you the advantage, but I'm assuming means like the first hit.
Yeah, so as you draw closer, so this launch a surprise attack before your eyes meet. That's that's on the official website. As you draw close to a trainer, a gauge may appear to show how aware they are of your presence. If the gauge fills up, the trainer will spot you and challenge you to a Pokemon battle. When this happens, your Pokemon may be caught off guard, so they'll be unable to move. It's probably like a stun, kind of like how you can stun the Pokemon in Pokemon Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. On the other hand, if you hide behind objects and avoid being noticed and manage to land a surprise attack, you'll gain the advantage. A successful surprise attack will always result in a critical hit that deals a large amount of damage, giving you the upper hand in battle. This sounds like a lot like D&D surprise, I'm not going to lie. You may be even able to knock out your opponent's first Pokemon with a surprise attack. This is like really, launching into some crazy stuff. No, this is nuts. I am so excited about this, actually. It's such a fun mechanic and idea to just rank up.
For rooftop battles.
Yeah, there's rooftop battles, and they also pointed out, I don't think they have it. They're inside battles as well. Yeah, which was something we didn't have in Scarlet and Violet. Actually, there were no indoor battles in Scarlet and Violet.
Yes, there were.
I mean, do you count
the gym, other than the Elite Four,
Larry's gym.
Larry's gym. Yeah. Okay. But outside of gym battles.
You're right. Everything else was outside. But I'm excited that we get to have, more different backgrounds. I felt like a lot of them were similar.
I kind of like how, I honestly think that the battles in Scarlet and Violet outside of like the gym battles kind of looked a little poopy. They just didn't look great because of the lighting and the fact that you had to use like the backgrounds that already existed in Scarlet and Violet, because you're using the game background instead of instead of like entering like a new screen, right? Like we did in BDSP and Swish. BDSP has some of the best battle backgrounds in all of Pokemon, but I'm just gonna keep saying that. Nobody saw them because nobody wanted to care.
I didn't.
Nobody. I saw them. I enjoyed them. I thought they were very good. But yes, I'm hoping that it looks cleaner. I mean, from the screenshots, everything looks really good, actually.
Yeah. Granted, like from the screenshots, Scarlet and Violet also looked really good. It was the lag.
That's true. It was the lag.
That killed it. It's the processing power, and I'm hopeful that this game will be better than the last one because they're just because of that.
No, I'm just really excited because we obviously found the gameplay loop, which is really, really cool. Which is get to the A tier, and it's during the day you catch Pokemon and get supplies so you can play at night.
Yeah, I actually assume that there's probably some Pokemon that are only available at night.
Oh, absolutely.
I bet there's both.
Yeah, exactly.
Absolutely.
I love that it's such an urban game. Like it is entirely within the city.
Mm-hmm.
I am genuinely really excited about it.
I think this is also a very good, interesting solution to having both, or having the smaller environment as well. A lot of people were complaining that Lumio City is too small to hold a whole Pokemon game in.
Listen, this isn't the Lumio City that you played on your 3DS.
Yeah, no, I agree with I agree with that, but it's still if you look at the map that they released, the official one, for this game, the map does look a little small.
I suspect it will feel bigger than it looks.
I do expect that. I just don't expect the same size scope as Pokemon Legends Arceus felt.
When you think about it, cities are really, really big. Have you tried walking in a city?
Yes.
I think that's the difference, though, is instead of it being all outside, you have inside buildings on top of buildings.
That's a good point.
There's a lot more compact, which I think is going to be
catacombs. Maybe we can get some catacombs up in there, do some underground.
I also think it's also a very interesting use of space, not just having the daytime mechanic, but also the nighttime mechanic, right? So the same area on the map is two different places in the game, right? Because you can go there in the day or you can go there in the night, and they're completely different regarding what time you go.
What I'm expecting right now is you'll go to insert like first zone, and to get past the first zone, you're gonna have to rank up through whatever the bottom like 6 letters are. So Y, Y, X, W, V, U. If you get through like U, you get promoted to the next area where the next set of trainers are and the next group of Pokemon.
Or the next park or whatever. Yeah.
Because if you're starting at Z and there's 5 areas, it's going to be
there's more than five. There's more than 5 areas.
No, there's 5 zones.
Well, there's 5 zones of the city, but I don't think they're going to like block you from going to the city based on that. I think it's going to block the specific park wild areas. The wild zones, right?
The wild zones, they've shown more than 5.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, they've shown more than 5 wild zones. Like there was one that showed like number 8 or something on it during the last trailer. Yeah.
Never mind.
And that's not counting Pokemon that appear outside of wild zones, right?
Yeah. Yeah, there's also Pokemon that appear outside.
I didn't realize that.
Yeah.
I must have missed that then. Okay. Yeah, never mind.
There's more than 5 wild zones. There's a significant number of them because they're just scattered across Limio City. I do like that there's Pokemon just on the rooftops and stuff.
Yeah.
I do find it really odd that they're like pushing the rooftop thing though a lot. I don't know. It just feels like a little extra.
It increases the amount of real estate in a urban environment, and I think it makes perfect sense.
Yeah. I think
it just feels really weird.
Tell everybody about it, so they don't.
As an urbanite, I love a rooftop.
I know. I think it's fine that it exists.
Can't wait for the skyline views. Yeah.
They just make a big deal out of it, which is what I think is weird. But yeah, this is super cool. Is this tournament? I love. We haven't had a game that's about a tournament like this ever in Pokemon, and I just think the vibe and everything they're going for, especially in like terms of world building, is super cool. I am curious, like how many battles does it take to level up? I mean, there is something called a promotion match. I don't know if you need to do a promotion match.
So your they're showing like rank Z on one of the pictures, and you have to get 1,000 points to get your challenger ticket to then challenge. And that just makes me feel like it's gonna be like 3 or 4 battles per
rank
thing.
Yeah.
Or depending on who you fight, because if you fight somebody that's a higher rank, you might get more points.
Yeah, that's what I'm wondering, if it's gonna be quote unquote more open world, where you can go ahead and you can enter an area where there's like your Z rank and there's somebody who's A rank right away.
I think at night, I don't think you'll be able to.
Why not?
I'm convinced that just because I feel like that's how they're going to block things off.
I don't know if they're going to block anything off. I don't know. They could, because it's Pokemon.
I think it's not going to be based on rank. I think it's going to be like plot, like, but I think the plot is based on construction.
I think the plot's based on rank, though. You're right. Yeah, like was that what you're gonna say, Claude?
They show with the ZA nightly competition that begins at sundown. They show all these like red like lights and like a battle zone area. I think when it's at night, you're gonna need a certain rank to go into certain battle zones.
I mean, I don't think
it's gonna be like areas of the city. I think it's gonna specifically be like zones for battling.
I do think the battle zones are different than the wild zones. I do wonder if it's like if it's based on a day by day thing too, if like the battle zones move around or something. Like if you wait a day, like they move around. I mean, they don't say anything about this, so it's probably not true. But it would be interesting if it was like, like they have essentially like Monday, Wednesday, Friday in game, right? Because Pokemon games have stopped using like real time clocks, for better or for worse. I think there's a pro and a con to both. I think it's a pro and a con to both.
I mean, I think a lot of people are busy at certain times of the day.
I agree. But I kind of like my Pokemon Animal Crossing, so. But yeah, this is. I mean, I'm very excited for this. This is so cool.
One
of the last things I really want to like bring up as a topic for this, because I mean, there's not a lot here to go on other than, hey, we've got this like really cool battle system, this really cool tournament. And I really want your thoughts on this as well, is since we got the name ZA, right? And we've been speculating that, A is a Pokemon, like the the Pokemon community, right? Like what Pokemon is A? And I mean,
Arceus.
I don't think it's a Pokemon. I'm gonna be honest with you.
I don't think it's a Pokemon either.
At this point, I don't think it's a Pokemon. What were you gonna say, Sublime?
Maybe a companion Pokemon to Zygarde, like some opposite force.
I don't know how much
From
I
Zygarde
like,
to Altaria or Absol. That's better.
I mean, there is like the Z obviously has some Zygarde influence on it, but the A
doesn't not though, right? Like those are Zygarde's colors.
I think the ZA just refers to the Battle Royale tournament.
I think so
it
too.
It definitely does, but I also think it's probably doing double duty.
I do think the Z at minimum is doing double duty. I don't know about the A anymore because the A looks a lot like Lumio's Tower, right?
There's that, but there's also the like leaf-like design at the bottom of the A.
And that's because they've Quasartico has implemented all these wild zones in Lumio City. I think it's just nature returning to the city.
Maybe that's all it is, but it wouldn't shock me if there ends up being.
Or maybe it's Z. Right? Maybe the A is AZ.
AZ obviously plays a role, and there's obviously a story beat that we don't know about, right?
Yep. Also, what happened to his pants? Get a
haberdasher.
Yeah, he needs a tailor.
In
Lumio City, you couldn't find a tailor?
He's been spending too much time in his hotel, man.
Yeah.
Too much time. But I don't think there's going to be I don't personally think there's going to be an A Pokemon. And honestly, based on the fact that like the highlight of the game is this Battle Royale, I don't really expect there to be anything other than like new megas in this game. Correct. In terms of new Pokemon.
That was something we were talking about off here. I wouldn't like. Will I be shocked if there aren't? No, but I also wouldn't be shocked if there are new forms or new megas. Yeah.
Yeah. Well,
I think they might just be waiting because it's coming It's coming at the end of the year, right? Like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They have plenty of time to decide if they want to reveal that or not, and I'm not going to assume that there aren't any just because we haven't had any revealed yet.
Correct.
That is
there
fair.
hasn't been a Pokemon game, like a main series one, where they haven't introduced some new Pokemon of some kind. Whether it's a form or a new Pokemon, they've always done something.
Yeah.
And I think
I think Megas is the answer. I think that's I think 100%. Megas is the answer. Yeah, Megas is the answer. It's just going to be new Megas.
I don't think it's just going to be new Megas though.
I think if you expect more, you might be disappointed. Just because I don't see any logic for regionals in this other than like, okay, maybe you could argue a Pokemon post Gen 6 shows up in the game and it gets a regional.
I don't see that as a regional though, just because when they did that with Pokemon Legends Arceus, that was thousands of years in the past.
No, not thousands. Not thousands. Thousands is strong.
Historical piece. This is also a historical piece.
Yeah, but this is post Gen 6.
This is a sequel.
It post? I thought it's
pre. This is post. No, this is post.
AZ looks a lot younger. AZ looks younger though.
Yeah, AZ cleaned up, and because he has Floette with him, he didn't have Floette for 3,000 years until XY.
Good point. All right.
This takes place afterwards.
I can also see new regional forms adapting to a more urbanized environment though.
I think
it's only like 2 or 3 years past the game ending.
It's not that recent.
It's like 10. It's like 10 at most.
Maybe 10. Yeah.
Like on the order of 10. I think I think at worst it's like the real time difference, which would be about 12 years. Between X and Y and now. So I don't think that it's very recent, the game. But I could be wrong. Oh, but yeah. Are you guys still there?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. I thought I lost you, but yeah, I think
maybe there aren't. We'll find out.
I mean, we'll find out. If I were to bet right now, I would bet there's no regionals. If somebody bet me, if somebody were to set up that bet, I would bet there are no regionals in Pokemon CA. I would say that there's probably just new megas.
I wouldn't be surprised if they had a few. Surprised if they had a few, especially because my assumption was that the starters would at least get a new final evolution form.
I don't think they will. I think they'll get megas. I think you'll get Mega Meganium.
That makes sense.
I think you'll get Mega Meganium and Mega
we finally get it, the Mega Mega.
Yeah, I know. I was waiting for it. So I think that's very possible, and probably what will happen is you'll just get the megas. Because somebody brought this up in the Discord server because people have forgotten this game existed already, or will exist, and that's Pokemon Champions. Because somebody's just like, well, I'd hate for it to be megas, and then you can never use the form again because it's not in the next game. I go, yeah, but Pokemon Champions exist, where like Mega Evolution will live forever. So those Pokemon and their Mega Evolutions will exist. and they're like, I forgot that game existed. You know,
that's the cool part about megas is the Pokemon can mega if they have their stone, and it requires the item. So all they have to do if they don't want mega in the game is don't include the stone. Now you can't, and it just makes a thematic sense.
Yeah, I mean, you just do the same thing like you did in Swish, right? Like Mega Evolution didn't exist there. And I think Pokemon Champions is where the melting pot is.
Yeah. It was really nice that the new forms that were added, or the new regional variants that were added in Arceus, were playable on other titles. And I'd be very anxious if like megas don't come in the next generation, right? And I'm like, oh well, what a waste.
I don't entirely disagree with you, especially in like a more traditional Pokemon sense, right? Like I would love to see megas in Gen 10, and the part of me thinks it's still possible, but I don't think it's as possible.
So here's my hot take for Gen 10 is there's going to be no new quote unquote mechanic, like new thing.
Oh, there definitely will be something to sell.
But they're going to be megas and Terra and something else. Like I think they might bring back all of them and just do a game with all the ones they've had so far.
I think it's possible because it's Gen 10.
I could see that being like the big yippee, look at us.
Exactly.
I could see Gen 10 also being like the I want it to be true. It probably isn't true, but I would really like to see like everybody's here. Like the Super Smash Bros. Ultimate treatment. Yeah, I know it's probably not happening, but I mean we're so close in most of the games.
The fact that this is our mainline game this year, I am appreciative that they're getting more time to develop 10.
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
More of that. We do not need a new Pokemon game every freaking year. Like,
well, I think Pokemon Champion. Pokemon Champions definitely helps out with that. Because I think a lot of the pressure to have a new Pokemon game. So I like the reason you need a Scarlet Violet within 3 years of Swish is for competitive, right? VGC is part like the esport is how they kind of sell Pokemon games to an extent, and keeping it fresh like that. And so when you had and when you had Pokemon Legends Arceus come out, you couldn't use those new Pokemon in competitive for that year, right? But now you could, right? Within 6 months, you'll have Pokemon Home compatibility, and you can put those Pokemon in Pokemon Home and then move into Pokemon Champions. And you don't need a new quote unquote. I don't want to call it a mainline because I think Pokemon Z Legends is mainline, right? But you don't need a turn-based Pokemon game to carry that Pokemon into your VGC esport. And I think Pokemon Champions is just the solution to help slow down the timelines and help make things better. We can only hope, though.
Yeah, work on the mainline. Work on take more time between generations. That's all I'm saying.
I think the 4-year cycle will help out. I'm hoping they stick to 4 years. We'll see, because like I think they took some time and let ZA cook, and I'm hoping they did the same for Gen 10. They let that cook a little bit as well. But we will see. We will absolutely see. Yeah, I don't know if you guys have any other thoughts about this, but that was pretty much everything I thought of when I saw this trailer.
Can't wait to be like a faux Parisian urbanite.
Oh, I'm excited for this. It's gonna be exciting. I can't wait also for the trainer customization.
Yeah.
Oh, it's gonna be chic. Oh, it's gonna be chic.
It's gonna be the best.
I'm really excited for.
The trainer customization has to be the best trainer customization in the game. In like any Pokemon game.
It's gonna be good. It's gonna be good. Yeah.
It has to be.
I'm excited for all the frou-frous.
Oh, this guy's got a Boltund.
I'd love to see a new Furfrou.
Or like if there's a design your own like Furfrou where you can actually like customize it how you want it to look, that's when we get to do a Puckle like contest where it's like, all right, design the best Furfrou, vote on it in chat.
I just realized there's a picture of a guy with a Boltund on his jacket. So maybe Boltund's in the game. Probably not, but it's on the website under the win the promotion matches rank to reach rank A. The guys, yeah. I wonder if they probably don't, because they do this. They've been doing this recently where they just like have pictures of the Pokemon that aren't in the game sometimes. So
I can see Boltund being in the game,
which is so rude, but I could see Boltund in the game also.
Galarian Weezing wasn't in Pokemon Legends Arceus, and like we had a whole building that looked like one, so. That's perfectly reasonable for a Boltund not to be in it, but I would love to see Yamper in this. That'd be cute.
Yeah, the image of it, I think, isn't going to affect whether it is or not, right?
Yeah.
I I would love to see,
and they know about it, and it's like a team jacket type thing, like a sports team or.
Oh
something.
no, that's probably what it is, right?
Yeah, it looks like the same Bolton aesthetic that was in Sword and Shield for some of that stuff.
It is. I just kind of hope that they use it as a way to. I don't know. I'd love to. They haven't shown any Pokemon post Gen 6 in this game yet, and
yes, they have.
Which ones post Gen 6? Because I think if you look at Cerebi, who has listed all of the Pokemon available in Pokemon ZA, or at least
Gen 6.
It only goes up to Gen 6 so far.
But I'm sure there will
for
be
available Pokemon. I would love to see it. I would love to see it. Yeah, it only goes up to Gen 6. It only goes up to Zygarde.
So far,
yes.
I could have sworn there was something else.
Nope. Not as far as I could see. You might be mixing yourself up with some of the leaks you've seen, but
I could have sworn I haven't seen many leaks, so I don't know.
Yeah, so nothing past Gen 6. I imagine it's gonna be all the Gen 6 Pokemon, plus anything with the Mega Evolution, plus a few bonus guys running around.
I think it's gonna be anything with the Mega Evolution because
I do
like Sceptile to be in here.
The Hoenn starters are the only ones I don't think will make the cut. Those are the only ones I think would be left out, because most everything else that has a Mega has been shown. Like a lot of Pokemon with Megas have been shown, like insane amount actually. Like Ampharos has been shown, Aerodactyl of all things, Altaria, yeah. So there's a lot of Pokemon with Megas. I think every Mega will be there, maybe with the exception of the Gen 3 starters.
And maybe Latios.
Yeah.
You know what? I just want Mega Diancie again. Get me my Diancie stat.
I think Mega Diancie will be in here. Actually, I think that Lotties will be here too because of what they did with Legends Arceus, where they threw in all the Legends afterwards, like post game, or not post game, but like part of the thing. So I think they're gonna all be catchable, or at least all the Gen 6 ones.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that means you'll get the Volcanion. I think you'll get what's it? Diancie.
Diancie, Melodic, and Marshadow. Oh no, Marshadow's Gen 7.
Not Marshadow, it's Hoopa.
Hoopa.
I think
Hoopa's gonna be here.
Hoopa would be great for teleporting around the city.
Hoopa's gonna be a good Pokemon, I think, to include as a way to bring in just some like random legendaries, like kind of how we just randomly got the genies in Legends Arceus.
Yeah.
That would be really cool if like Hoopa is like part of it and like is causing chaos, and that's bringing in more Pokemon, and then you have to go collect these Pokemon to stop it.
Yeah, maybe we'll get a trio into a quartet again.
Panzap, here it comes.
Oh, there it is.
There it is, Panzap. There's your new Pokemon, Panzap. It's coming, guys. Oh, and unfortunately, I hope it doesn't come. Yeah, I am a little bummed because we haven't seen the other two Kanto starters yet either. But I think they'll be there. I don't see it. No, we haven't seen Bulbasaur or Squirtle yet.
They always are.
No. What usually happens is Charizard shows up, and then like we have to wait for Bulbasaur and Squirtle for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
I could have sworn in the latest trailer they showed more stuff, but
they did not. They did not. Yeah, they did not see a lot of things there. I'm more interested in the Pokemon that they've shown that don't have Megas,
well, especially because like the original Kanto starters, you get them in Lumio City. In X and Y.
Yeah. No. I imagine they'll be there. I think there's a 95% chance they'll be there. There's like a 5% chance in the back of my head based on how they have treated Squirtle and Venusaur or Squirtle and Bulbasaur in the past, where they're just going to be like, but what if they weren't there? And
that'd be so sad.
Yeah. I hope they're there. They should be. They probably will be. But I am worried. I'm just more, like I said, interested in the Pokemon that they have shown that don't have Mega Evolutions. Is just everything going to get a Mega Evolution that's in this game?
Everything.
I don't know. Like, will we get like Mega Crocodile? Will we get Mega Chandelure?
I was just thinking Mega Crocodile would be nice.
That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Will we get Mega Garbodor?
Garbodor already has.
Garbodor has a Gigantamax.
That doesn't mean anything. There's so many Pokemon with both.
That's true. Charizard gets everything all the time.
Charizard, Venusaur, Blastoise all have it. And then, I mean, what's the list of Gmax forms? I'm going to look at the list of Gmax forms. Gengar?
Gengar, yeah.
Okay. There's
who really want to get a new Mega of the confirmed list? I think that's a more interesting question. Oh, Mega Roserade would be cool.
Okay, actually, it's just Gengar. The answer is just Gengar.
And
the
Charizard.
starters.
I'd love a Mega Talonflame. Or
Mega Talonflame was what I was about to say. I think that'd be cool. Or like Mega, what's
Mega Florges.
Mega Diggersby.
I just don't know if we're gonna get any Mega Gen 6 Pokemon, but I wouldn't be surprised if
I think they need to do some more Gen 6 Pokemon because again, they only did one originally.
I consider being like Mega Hoopa or like Mega Yveltal or Mega Xerneas.
How do you handle Hoopa? Because it has like, are you Mega-ing the base form or Hoopa Unbound? Or does it not matter?
I don't think Mega Hoopa will happen. I
don't think so. Not for
I think maybe you'll get a couple Megas from Gen 6, but I really don't.
Volcanion.
I don't think it'll happen. Just make Volcanion.
I would love a Mega
Volcanion.
Garbage. Yeah.
I think this is how you get Shiny Volcanion because it's still Shiny locked up till today.
Yep.
Yeah.
You'll get Shiny Volcanion this way. It won't be Shiny locked in ZA. It's obviously coming. Like those legendaries are obviously coming, and I can see just like a quartet or something, like probably the Laddies, like you said. I also think Rayquaza will be here in some fashion. So we could see Mega Rayquaza, which makes me think there's probably a way, like
Groudon and
I wouldn't be
Mewtwo.
Yeah, Mewtwo is probably in this game somehow. I wouldn't be surprised if the Gen 3 starters are here. They are my candidates for if a Pokemon with the Mega Evolution is going to be exempted from this game, it would be the Gen 3 starters.
Those three, yeah, agree.
It would be those three. But
it's either that
I can see them like post game.
Mewtwo. Either that or Mewtwo, I think, are the ones that you could.
That's fair. Yeah.
I think Mewtwo is a weaker option, but I think because Charizard's there with an X and Y form.
We're gonna see Kyogre or Groudon.
Yeah, I don't think we'll see Primals. I think Primals are their own thing.
Reversions, like they're basically just Megas under a different name, but I still don't think we're getting them.
Correct.
I would agree with that, but like the Pokemon Company is very specific about how they name things. And so Primal Reversion 1, you are allowed a Primal and a Mega on the same team. They can function together, and Primal Reversion isn't like Mega Evolution in that Primal Reversion just always happens. You don't click a button to go to Primal Reversion. It just when you send in Kyogre and Groudon, they just turn into primal forms.
Yep.
So I don't think I think there's differences in the mechanics, and people like to equate them because they came out in the same generation and they're similar-ish. Because they also gave a Mega to Rayquaza, but they didn't get to counteract the two. It's fine.
And then like Rayquaza is its own thing also because it doesn't need an item, right?
Yeah.
Yes, it does not.
Yeah. I do wonder if they were going to even have hold items in this game.
I was wondering the same.
Because we've had Pokemon Legends, or not Pokemon, but Pokemon Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee.
Yeah.
Or Let's Go Pikachu and Eevee. You didn't even need to hold the item. You just had the item in your bag.
If there's no items, that'd be interesting. I'd be curious about that though going forward. Where it's like, all right, if they don't need an item, can they hold a different item?
No, it's probably in this game. I would imagine you don't need it, but in like if you were to go to like a typical Pokemon game,
yeah,
you still hold the item to go Mega. I think that's the way you do it. But yeah, we've gone on far longer than I thought we would. But yeah, those are the Pokemon. That's everything that's there. So yeah, with that, guys, I don't have anything else to cover. Do you guys have anything else you want to?
I'm good.
Chit chat about. All right. Well,
no, we're good.
Well, we would like to know what you guys think of the thought of the trailer. So send that into puclpodcast@gmail.com. And yeah, we're gonna kick it on over to Puckle's PokeOpinion. Welcome to Puckle's PokeOpinion, where I just ask a random question to these guys and we talk about it. So I wanted to ask you guys this question. I think it would be very interesting to discuss overall. But what Pokemon? We touched upon it a little bit in the topic today too. But what Pokemon would you like to see get a Mega in Legend ZA? I think that's the question.
Yeah.
I think that's the $1 million question right there.
Who do I want to see get a Mega?
Yeah, who would you want to see get a Mega? I mean, my answer is obviously for Alligator, and I think it's going to happen, obviously. But
you get what you want.
Yeah,
I get Snivy when I thought Snivy was for sure going to be the grass starter. So
they put Chikorita and Tepig in instead. Sorry.
I'm aware.
Yeah.
Poor Tepig.
Poor Tepig. Why poor Tepig?
Poor Tepig.
Yeah. I want to see Go-Go. I still love the idea of a Mega Go-Go.
Mega Go-Go.
I always wanted Mega Go-Go to be part rock or ground type, since it like is a mountain climbing.
Ooh, exactly. That would be cool. Yeah, a rock type. That would be cool.
Rock grass would be kind of cool.
Yeah, I think
that's what I'd love to say.
Because of this conversation right here, is exactly why I don't think there's going to be regionals. It's because we're like, oh yeah, we could just Mega and give it a new type.
Yeah. That's the thing, though, is I'm curious to see what they do with Megas, like if there are new Megas, like what they do with the new Megas as far as typing, because.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that?
I mean, Gyarados is confirmed and it changes type.
Yes, but I mean, like if they do like a Mega Meganium.
Mm-hmm. I think it's going to be Grassberry.
Yeah, well, that's the obvious solution. But like, and what do you do with Emboar? Do you keep Emboar firefighting, or do you make Emboar like
you could drop it
something else?
You could drop it just like Gyarados, right?
Yeah, but like I'm curious, what are they going to do with that?
Blaziken was.
Like, are they going to do? What are they going to do with Fraligator? Are they going to make it like Water Steel?
I hope so.
I hope so. Or Ice.
Yeah, Water Dragon would be cool. Oh,
like, that's what I'm curious about. Is if there are new Megas, what are the new like types for it? Exactly, because I can see like a 1 type going to a 2 type really easily. But like, if there's already a 2 type Pokemon, what are they gonna do with that?
I'd love to see Goodra gain the Water type, make it a Dragon Water.
Yeah, Goodra
gets a lot of water moves.
Goodra could be one. Goodra already got a regional though, so like I don't know that I want Goodra to get more love.
That matters.
Flygon, never.
Yeah, I don't want Flygon to get a Mega for the same reason that I think Dunsparce is a funny Pokemon. Because Dunsparce is literally just trolling everybody who ever wanted Dunsparce to evolve.
Yep.
Or it just evolves into a Dunsparce.
Just not in the way you wanted it.
Yeah, exactly. So I kind of hope that still happens.
Oh, yeah. You know, I kind of want some like really trolly Megas. Like I would love a Mega Klefki that just has things other than car rings on it. Keys.
That'd be funny.
Yeah. Like, maybe it's got a fire hydrant on its loop or something. That would amuse me.
I don't know. I would like a lot of different stuff. I don't know. Like Mega Chandelure sounds fun. Based on what we've seen so far, like that sounds really cool.
Add a disco ball. I want a disco ball on the Chandelure. But it's what I want. It's what I want, darn it.
If you're gonna add Megas, like I feel like the 2 gens that I think need the Megas or most deserving are Gen 2 and Gen 5.
I think it's 5 and 6 because they only have 1 each.
I don't think 6 needs it. I do think what will happen in Gen 6.
I think we'll get the Kalos starters.
I think the Kalos starters. Yeah, I think
the Kalos starters.
I think the Kalos starters will get it. I think there's also a non-zero chance Ash Greninja just becomes Mega Greninja.
Sure. I can see that. But I definitely think Gen 5 needs some love. Like, can you imagine like Mega Hydreigon?
Mega Hydreigon. That's a good one. That would be terrible.
Get more heads. Make it a Hydra.
Yeah,
Mega Sylveon. Here we go.
That they're not going to do.
They're not going to touch the EVs.
No, they're not going to. You're absolutely correct.
If anything, I can see them doing like Mega Eevee and not do the other ones.
Yeah, I would be interested to see if they give a Mega to a Pokemon who can't evolve or who can evolve. Right? I would love them to do. I would love
Mega
to do
Pikachu or Mega Eevee are the only ones I could see them doing that with.
Yeah,
I don't see them doing that.
No, I don't
think
either.
They're going to either, but
I would love to see it. I would love to see it on a Pokemon that like earned an evolution later on, like a Mega Girafarig, right? Something like that. I only want it so it can break the. A lot of people like to complain about Megas shutting out Pokemon from getting proper evolutions, and I kind of just want that argument to be quashed. You know what I mean? Like I would love, because people are just like, Mawile can never evolve now because it has a Mega, and I want there to be like, I don't know, Mega Charmeleon.
How they get around that? You know how they get around that is they make a regional variant of
or a convergent form
that does evolve. Exactly.
That's or a convergent form. Yeah.
But generic Mawile will not. Sorry, move on.
Yep.
Also, I don't think every Pokemon needs an evolution. I don't know why everybody is all. I mean, it's again my Dunsparce problem.
Every Pokemon is somebody's favorite, and if it's your favorite, you want it to have nice things.
That's fine.
Mega Love Disc. That's basically just Alomomola.
That is like just a
That would be so funny if it mega evolved into a Alomomola.
Or like Mega Tauros, and it's just, one of the Tauros
Paldean Tauros.
Or Bouffalont, like one of those things.
Bouffalont, that would be so funny. Oh man. Is Bouffalont in a game? What game is Bouffalont in?
Black and White.
Yeah, no, in on the Switch though. Like what game is Bouffalont
it on is it in Sword and Shield?
Yeah, is it like one of the other areas?
I don't know.
Deck?
It has to be.
Oh yeah,
okay.
It might be. Yeah, it's
the fact that no, it's in Sword and Shield. It is only in Sword and Shield. It looks like.
Where it belongs.
Yeah.
No,
it is in the Isle of Armor. In the Isle of Armor.
That's it. Okay.
Yeah.
I forgot about
the fact that I forgot about Bouffalont as a Pokemon.
I think everyone does. I think a lot of people.
I mean,
do.
a lot of Gen 5 was just like, I don't know. I've said it before. Like, I really Gen 5 tried for that soft reboot, and then they just did one about it in the wrong way. Instead of like making new things, they're just like, yeah, but what if we just took the old things and made them again?
Yeah.
But you know what? At least it gave us a lot of Pokemon.
I'm fine with that.
I'm okay with that.
I wish Black and White 2 was the base Black and White.
Yes, I think that would have been better.
At least Pokemon wise, because Black and White by far has the best story. There's no question about that.
Yeah.
But it's just like I wish all the Pokemon you knew and loved were throughout the game mixed more.
I used to think Black and White had the best story, but I don't know. The Herba Mystica really got me.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, I think Scarlet and Violet might have it for me now. I'm not gonna lie.
Really?
Like, yeah,
Herba Mystica. Ooh, that gets you in the feels. It really.
Not even just the Herba.
No, it does.
Not even just the Herba Mystica, just the whole thing. I think they did a very good job.
Exactly. When the like the characters are all talking at like when you're in Area 0, that is excellent.
I would say it's a different type of story than what we get in Black and White.
Type of story. That is true.
So it's a little bit like comparing apples to oranges, but yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. Well, we didn't really answer the question, but that's
we
true.
gave some opinions on it.
Yeah. All right. Well, that's Puckle's Pokey Opinion. You can also let us know what Pokemon you think should get a Mega Evolution in our email next week at puclpodcast@gmail.com.
Yeah, flood of emails on that.
Yeah. Speaking of emails, it's time to go to our mailbag. So let's kick it on over to our mailbag. Welcome to the mailbag. The mailbag is the part of the show where you can email us at puclpodcast@gmail.com, and we will let you know our thoughts. We might read your email on the show. We usually get to 3 a week, but yeah, thank you. If your email's not read, by the way, it is on our Discord server and our unread emails channel that Tank moderates. So thank you for that, Tank. We are going to go ahead though and jump into it. But before I forget, this section of the show is brought to you by the fictional energy drink Green Tauros, the energy drink that gives you hooves.
Hooves.
And as always, we'll give out the Green Tauros badge to anybody we deem worthy. But we're going to jump into our emails this week. Our first email this week is going to be from Squid. Hey, Puckle, I've been into Pokemon since the moment it hit the US. Last week, by the way, guys, I forgot to let everybody know. We asked you how you interact with the Pokemon community. So that's what this is about. I've been into Pokemon since the moment it hit the US. Growing up in Hawaii in the 90s, it was pretty much impossible not to be. Over the years, I've had plenty of time to reflect on my journey with the franchise. I've played the games, collected the cards, watched the show, and even traveled to a few events. But honestly, that's all fairly standard stuff for a lifelong fan. Looking back, I think the biggest way I've engaged with the community is by helping it grow. At every stage of my life, I've been spreading the good word of Arceus. In elementary school, I introduced my friends to Pokemon with the cards my dad brought home from work. Later, I got others into the show by sharing the Deoxys movie. Whoa, wait, you saw the Deoxys movie in elementary school? When did that come out for me? I guess it would have been. No, the Deoxys movie was 2000. Oh man, that's the 7th movie, so that's like 2005, 2006. Okay, yeah.
Okay.
In high school, I founded the Smogon Club. Okay, that's cool. Which eventually led us to traveling to regionals for VGC. Whoa, that's so cool.
Okay, that's actually really awesome now.
Wow. Okay. This is getting, I no longer feel bad that you're younger than me. Where was I? And even today, I run the TCG League at my local game store. Seeing others enjoy this franchise as much as I do brings me a lot of joy. So for me, community building has always been my favorite way to engage with Pokemon.
Love that.
I love this. Yeah.
Yes.
As for my most niche interaction with the franchise, well, I'm working on a PNG tuber sprite of a Spinda to start doing small art streams. I guess that's pretty niche, but that's really it, I guess. Wait, what's a PNG? Oh, do you just like make PNGs? Is that what you do?
Yeah,
are you doing sprite art, Squid?
It's like making the art, yeah.
Squid, if you're doing sprite art, we should talk because I have a request. Hoping to see your community grow, Squid. Well, thanks, Squid.
Thank you, green, and that's the Green Tauros badge right there.
Yeah, honestly, yeah. How do you top that? Maybe Mother Goose can, because Mother Goose is next.
Find out.
And okay, Sublime, you've got this one.
Yeah. Hello, Puckle people. Even though I'm not a competitive Pokemon player and I don't play the TCG or Pokemon Go, I feel like Pokemon is still a huge part of my life. Of course, I enjoy casually playing the video games by myself and with my friends. I also love to collect Pokemon plushies. My favorite plush line is the Pokédoll plush line. I love how derpy they look. The US Pokemon Center has recently been restocking some of the Pokédoll plushies that have been out of stock for years, and I finally got the best boy, Derpy Venusaur.
Yeah.
As a fellow Ohioan, I love going to the original 151 store in Dayton to collect remint blind boxes and other niche Pokemon things that are harder to find in the US.
My wife loves those, by the way. She loves like the blind boxes and just like there's a bunch of cool blind boxes.
Every time my wife finds one out, she just grabs one hoping it's going to be the one that I want and just hope to get lucky.
Yeah, I've done that with her several times. I what I really want to do for her one year is just buy her like the whole box so she gets everything.
Just completed already.
Yeah, well, you can just buy like the whole box of something that she might be interested in. It's not that expensive, even if you import it. I mean, you're talking like $90 or something. It's not terrible.
No.
Listening to this podcast inspired me and my friends to start doing our own top 5, bottom 5 lists and draft lists as well.
Cool.
We've gone to our top 5 and bottom 5 of every generation, and now we've moved on to other topics like favorite and least favorite Pokeballs, baby Pokemon, middle evolutions, gym leaders. It has definitely been a fun way to pass the time as we await Legends ZA.
You need to invite me.
I can't forget.
Fellow Ohioan. Fellow Ohio.
Yeah.
They do have our, but my list is probably different than the Puckle list. Let's be honest.
And your list is better than the Puckle list, is what you wanted to say.
I didn't know. I know. I'm not narcissistic. Okay.
The flying episode. Anyway.
The flying episode.
Calling him out. I can't forget one of my favorite ways to be involved in the Pokemon community, listening to Puckle every week. Thanks for all that you do, Puckle crew. Mother Goose.
Well, thanks, Mother Goose.
Thank you, Mother Goose.
All right. We've got one last email, and I believe it's from Gigasaurus Games this week.
It is.
And
hello,
so
Puckle
you
crew.
Got this one, yeah. Oh,
hello,
go ahead.
Puckle crew. I just want to say teleport would cause remarkable damage to any form of order in shipping or law enforcement if it existed in the real world for travel purposes. It would be so easy for smugglers to bypass any attempts to evaluate things being carried over borders, and there would be no way to stop it. This is why I think a Pokemon for flight would be preferable. I think my own choice would be Salamence, since it could double as an intimidating bodyguard.
Mine has Moxie.
Of course yours does, Thatch.
But it's a joke.
As for my thoughts on how to be a Pokemon trainer, I'm a competitive VGC player myself when I'm not just enjoying playing through a game story. I always figure this is the result of my enjoyment of turn-based board games and the challenge of improving my skills and trying to play a far more interesting game of chess against another opponent who is making plans of their own. Though in some way, competitive Pokemon is quite dissimilar from chess because you rarely have perfect information about what your opponent is capable of doing on their turn. Well, I think in VGC, you tend to have perfect information because you know all the Pokemon they have and all their moves.
You do actually know all that, but
you don't know their stats.
You don't know what they're going to bring, though.
Yeah, and you don't know exactly.
Yeah.
You don't know what pieces they brought, right? Like, because they just brought 4.
Yeah, exactly. You have the perfect information. You just don't know what it's going to be. Kind of.
Okay.
Anyways,
I understand. I understand what you're saying. I understand what you're saying.
Yeah, it's weird. The turn-based aspect also makes it much easier to play for someone who isn't especially good at real-time reactions, which is going to make PLZA interesting to see how much I like the dodging mechanics in a proper video game. I also think that the
Elden Ring for Pokemon.
Yes.
No, let's not go that far.
Yeah. I also think that the anime is a huge part of the Pokemon fandom. I've been quite enjoying Pokemon Horizons. I'm likely in the minority who doesn't want a confirmation that this is in the same universe as the old anime, because I'm happy they have finally been willing to cut themselves loose of the old assumptions of the universe and try new things, like the time skip mentioned last episode. Yes, but that's spoilers for the non-Japanese audience, technically. But anyways, and for any younger members of the audience who watch the Gen 6 Pokemon anime. It is very good, arguably even better than the original run in Gen 1 and 2. Well, Gen 6 is really repetitive, but that's beside the point.
I love Gen 6 anime.
It was great.
No, it was better than the 2 series that preceded it.
Very
by
much so.
far.
Gen 5 was by far awful.
Gen 5 and Gen 4 were just Gen 4 was just too long.
Gen 4 would not end. My God.
Yeah.
I liked the Gen 4 contest episodes.
Yeah,
I thought those were better than the Gen 3 ones.
Probably.
Sure. Also, that one where May goes up against Dawn is like
yes,
really good. That one's like the best contest.
Or especially in Gen 6 when you have Serena going up against them too. So all right. Anyways. I really enjoy the talks about the fandom and travel this past week. So thank you all for the work you put in and make such a wonderful podcast every week. Hope you all have a great week. Gigasaurus Games.
Thanks.
All right. Thank you. All right. Well, that is it for the mailbag this week. I think we decided that we're going to give it to Squid.
Clear winner. Yeah,
we did.
Clear winner. Squid it is. All right, Squid, you get the green Tauros badge. If you want to email us next week, like I said, let us know your reactions to the trailer or what Pokemon you think should be getting a Mega. Let's email those to us at puclpodcast@gmail.com. But until then, if you want to hang out with us throughout the week, you can always do so by going to pucklediscord.com and joining our Discord server, just chatting with us. It's a good time. Or playing in the Puckle Badge Bonanza over there as well. Additionally, you can also follow us over at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and what's that one? Blue Sky. I always forget Blue Sky. And then you can also sign up for our newsletter, which has a link in the show notes. I need to get like a proper URL for that. But yeah, link in the show notes. You have until the end of the day this releases, March 31st. If you're subscribed to the newsletter, you're entered into a raffle for a $50 Nintendo eShop gift card. So make sure you do that if you haven't already. We did release the first one and a lot of people liked it. So nobody told me they didn't like it. So that's something. But yeah, with that, we also have our YouTube channel at youtube.com/PokePodcast. If you're not watching the podcast there, be sure to go over there, subscribe. We stream over there and also at Twitch at twitch.tv/ThePokePodcast. Of course, you can also help support the show by going over to Patreon at patreon.com/PokePodcast or buying some cardboard, if you can find it, at trollandtoad.com and use code PucklePod5 at checkout for a 5% discount. But with that, guys, I have been Trainer Thatch.
I've been Clod9.
And I continue to be Sublime.
And here in the Lavender Town Radio Tower, it's closing time.
Closing time.